fellows sitting in the front row with me today, well, they're my big bosses. They are great, well, you knew I said no. They are great folks to work for. And I am in constant communication with them about your great work at the TU. So let me hand off to a young man that has become one of my best friends and the best dadgum executive vice president in our industry. Let's hear it for Derek May.
Wow, I gotta follow that. Good, all right. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna try to get out from, I'm a little too short to stand behind something this tall. Frank, can you operate this technology?
Maybe.
Okay, all right, we'll give it a shot. It is really difficult to follow what I just got to see. And Topher, I want to give you heartfelt congratulations for you. And but I know that you would agree. I'm looking at some hardware here, and I think we'll get to this in a little while. But this represents all types of awards and recognition for the accomplishments you guys are making, and it is absolutely humbling. As you guys know, I lived down here for a bunch of years, and we got to see some really tough times together, and we've come through that, and it's just amazing what a few years difference makes. And I think that what you guys are doing now is groundbreaking. You're leading the way, and I see no reason why this won't continue for years and years to come. I'm going to just take a few minutes and run you through some things we have going on around the company. This is not going to be a surprise to you in any way, because really you guys are living this every day, but maybe just seeing this from 20,000 feet and what it is we're trying to do might be helpful to you, might make you feel good about what you're doing to lead the way. So I just want to kind of run us through that. I shouldn't take more than an hour and a half tops, because I know you guys don't have anything else to do today. But really, if you think about what we do, what our business is, what it's always been, what it always will be as the dominant local media, is to provide people that live in our communities with information they need to live their daily lives. That's what we do. In addition to that, we help local businesses in a very difficult economic climate and a very complex marketing world. We help them reach their prospects, their target audiences. That's what we do. That's what we're always going to do. But if you think about what's happening in our business, and just a little reality check, let's go to the next slide, is that our core business, the daily newspaper, the Florida Times-Union print edition, is under attack because there are new ways to do exactly what we've always done. And so we read all these negative stories about the printed newspaper and what's happening, but we know that we're so much more than that. But we've got to be, because what's happened with our core newspaper, which is going to be here for years and years to come, but it is in decline. A lot of, because of some factors that we don't have great control over, such as our major national accounts, things, businesses like Best Buy, Kmart, companies like that have their own struggles. But also the fact that people are consuming more and more information on digital platforms. And that's okay, because we provide information to our community. Let's go to the next slide. There are a lot of businesses out there impacted by this digital revolution we're in. And there is no guarantee of success. Some of these businesses haven't made the cut. Others didn't exist 10 years ago, and they've sprung up like Netflix to replace Blockbuster. And think about what's happening to those companies. So there is no guarantee of success. We've got to be creative, and we've got to be willing to make change. Let's go to the next slide. We also know that local businesses are struggling right now. It is very difficult as a business in any community when you're competing with businesses like Amazon. And we know that in-store traffic, people going into stores and making a purchase physically, is in decline. But what we know is going up are people sitting at home on their computers or on their cell phones while they're out for dinner and ordering a pair of shoes, right, Lana, and having it delivered to your house. Not that you've ever done that. But the point here is that our job is to help local businesses figure this thing out. It's very complicated for them. Let's go to the next slide. Just thinking back a few years, here we are in the year 2015. It's amazing how fast time flies. But if you go back a few years, in 2010, for those of you who were here at the time, you know our company went through a very difficult challenge. We went through bankruptcy, and a lot of it because of a very, very difficult economic climate, and many of our own customers, best customers, didn't survive those years. But we did. And the Morris family mandated that we turn the company around. Our charge is to take a business that's been in decline and grow it. That didn't have to be their charge. Their charge could have been just hang in there, but it wasn't. It's to grow the business. And that's what in July you guys did. That's our goal, and we're never going to let go of that goal. Go to the next slide. While we're doing that, all the change that's going to go on with us, what's not going to change is our commitment to providing people in our community with information and services beyond information, the things they need to live their daily lives. And also our commitment to providing whatever solution necessary to help drive business for our local businesses. So let's go to the next slide. This is a slide. This is a little information from Burrell. Burrell and Associates does predictions about where advertising spending is going to go. And I think this is the Captain Obvious slide here. But let me just run it across this without pointing out any specifics too much. You see that all of the traditional media, these are local businesses in one metro market, but if you look at any Morris market, it looks like this. Traditional media spending by advertisers, local businesses, is expected to continue to decline in every category but one, and it's digital. And over that period of time, this is 2014 to 2019, digital is expected to increase nearly 18%. That's local businesses spending money on marketing services, 18% year over year. So, for those of you in sales, you all know this because you're out here visiting with these folks all the time. But if our mandate is growth, there's no doubt where we better be focusing our emphasis. Not to say that print's not continuing to be important, but we've got to increasingly include digital in the mix. And as a matter of fact, the bar is 18%. So if we're not growing at 18%, if these predictions are right, we're actually falling behind. So the goal is 19% or more. Simple, sounds easy, it's easy to say a number, but that's the growth. But at the same time, we are not walking away from print. Print is going to continue to be a big part of the mix. As a matter of fact, I believe we can increase print with a lot of the things that you guys are doing here. So with that, let's go to the next slide. I want to run through just for about 10 minutes here, and then I'll wrap it up. But just a bunch of the things that we are accomplishing across the company. Now, you guys know this because you're doing it yourself. These are kind of, if you look at it from a Morris Publishing Group as a whole standpoint. This is a little bit of this is a slide, a graph that shows what's happening with print circulation. This is the daily product across our markets. And this is Sunday. This is actually a look at Sunday. You can see the red bar going across, the red line. That is our budget. That is what we budgeted Sunday circulation to do. Company-wide. By the way, this is subscriber only. It does not include single copy and other methods of distribution. And you see that we actually budgeted and anticipated a little bit of erosion going across, actually flattening out towards the end of this year. And why did we budget that way? Well, because guess what? That's been the trend that we've been on. As a matter of fact, this is an improved trend line over what we've seen in the past few years. A lot of hard work on customer service and content are helping to flatten that out. Now, if I look at the different parts of this graph, the blue bars down at the bottom, these are print subscribers that only consume us in print. They have not accessed our digital opportunities. They just take print and nothing else. And you can see that that is in decline. But what's growing is the green in the middle. And these are folks that subscribe in print and have also now activated their digital opportunities, so they access us on phones, on tablets, on desktops, on laptops, and you can see those numbers are increasing. These are our best customers because they're engaging with us all day in multiple forms. We want to continue to see that grow. And then you see the purple at the top, that little small but growing slice are our digital-only subscribers. These are folks that have said, I love your content, I'm willing to pay for it. I don't need print, it doesn't necessarily fit my lifestyle. But you know what, we prefer to take print, but we'll take that too. And so as I stand in front of you today, we've hit 21,000 digital-only subscribers. Last year when I was in front of you, it was less than 13,000. It continues to grow 100 to 200 a week across our company. I expect that this time next year, maybe 30,000 digital-only subscribers, and that's okay. And by the way, these are prime targets for us to try to get the Sunday print and walk them back in and reintroduce them to the Florida Times-Union. So, oh, by the way, those 21,000, that's $1.2 million in annual revenue for digital-only subscribers that we didn't have a couple of years ago. So this is great work, and as you can see, when you look across the top, it's our circulation looks very stable when you add those three pieces together. So this is quite a testament to the folks in audience, the folks generating the content, and the folks in circulation for this fine work. So let's give ourselves a round of applause. Thanks. This is something that really makes me smile, it even looks like a smile. Last year, when I stood in front of you, we were talking about the fact that our customer base, these are local advertisers, fewer and fewer were choosing us versus one of our myriad of competitors out there. And we're going to turn that around. Because if that continues to, if your customer base is declining, you know how that story is written and where that would end up. The customer base has to grow. And I am so proud of our local sales teams and what we've accomplished in the last 12 months. This shows, every one of these bars shows what our average number of accounts is. And you can see when I was in front of you last year, it was 6,019 average local businesses across Morris doing business with us on an average month. And it was continuing to decline, but by late last year we turned it. You guys actually turned it a little earlier than that, but some other markets followed suit. And as I'm standing in front of you today, we have 6,077 customers on average that do business with us, and it continues to grow. This is a healthy company. This is a company that's got a bright future. So those of you in local sales, I want you to take a bow one more time, and I want to thank you very much. You know, this is so hard. For those of you not in sales, how competitive it is out there, how many people go at our local businesses and ask for the business. This is a great testament to the customer service we give our customers and the great products we provide them. So this has just got to keep going. I'm hoping it may be 6,500 or 7,000 customers when I'm in front of you. Is that okay, Lena? You good with that? Okay. Great work. Let's go to the next slide. We've got a lot of projects that are coming to fruition in the next few months. One, very excited about our websites. Our own digital products are a little bit tired, a little past their prime. We all know that. And very, very soon, we've got a new version of the Morris site management system coming out that is going to be responsive design. It means it reformats itself for every screen size, doesn't matter format. All the functionality on the big site goes on the little screen. But even more important to that, it's also single sign-on. If you've ever played Subscriber and you go into our sites, quite frankly, they're clunky. You got to go here to log in for this, and you got to go there to activate, and you got to go here. I mean, it is painful. And we're implementing a system as part of this that allows you sign on one time and you can do everything. That's really where that's where the bar is set with iTunes, and that's where we're going to be within the next few months. You will be converting over to this as well. Every Morris website will be under this new site management system. Let's go to the next slide. We're also doing some tests with different platforms. You guys here are using on mobile a platform called Rumble. It is very cool. I love it. I love that you guys did that. It's easy to navigate mobilely. Has some really cool ad positions. And stat-wise, since you guys have gone to Rumble, and by the way, Athens has also gone to Rumble, so the two of you are testing this. In 2 months, you got the same number of people coming to access it on mobile every month. That's okay. But what those same number of people are doing is increasing, their page views have gone up by 30%. So they're consuming 30% more of your content. And they're coming back 70% more often. And I think most importantly, they're spending twice as long with us as they did on the old site. This is huge because at the end of the day, as a media company, what we're really battling for is time. And if we can have more time that consumers spend with us, we can generate more money. So this is very exciting. The point here is you guys are testing it. I think it's working very well. My guess is you're wanting to stick with this system, and we're going to grow it from here. But the other markets are going to leverage what you guys have learned. There's no, and by the way, Athens numbers looked identical to yours when they switched over. So I think that it could be hypothesized that if we do this with every market, our mobile traffic is going to go up by at least 30%. So let's go to the next.